Hello everyone, Goober here, and as you can see, the Hero Wizard is currently out, and I'm going to be playing it in this Classic Challenge because I am not buying the Clash Royale, but made this little bridge spam deck, and I think without further ado, we should get right into it and complete this Classic Challenge. Okay, our first game again. I'm not reading that. Just know he was a big friend of Donald Trump's. I'm gonna wish them good luck, I guess. Just wow, I don't know how Supercell allows that name, but okay, is he a Skeleton King? What would Epstein play? I guess we're going to find out. I'm going to play a bomber in the back just to cycle, you know? Because I really want to figure it out. And a fire spirit. It's looking like either drill or... It appears to be Hyperbait. Epstein would play Hyperbait, you know? For my viewers that don't know who Epstein is, he was a pretty popular Clash Royale player who got in trouble for only using underleveled cards. He also had an entire clan full of underleveled players, and nobody that was on the same level as his King Tower. Now, obviously, he's not a figure in the community anymore as... Well, they say he deleted his own account. But, truth be told, people think you just got banned. Either way, my Ram Rider is getting a lot of damage here, and I'm really liking this, you know? I say in the first bit of the game, I don't want to be aggressive at all, basically. I just want to defend with my life, because they're going to be spamming me, you know? That's what Hyperbait is all about. So, truth be told, yeah, I got to watch out for the Evo Skarmy, I got to watch out for the Dark Goblin, and the Suspicious Bush, especially if I don't have a spell in hand. That is going to be dangerous. So I don't have a lot of great responses for it. However, I do think when I build up a big push, they won't be able to go in the same lane. And I have a lot of good counters for Splash. So, honestly, I'm pretty happy about this. I haven't seen Wall Breaker, so I'm wondering what else they have for their win con, because there's no way it's just Bush, right? You don't see that with bait ever. Okay, it appears to be the Skeleton Barrel, which is quite obvious, and I don't have a lot of great counters to that either, but I'm going to drop a Mega Knight here for sure. I do it at the perfect time. My goodness, that would have been bad if I didn't do that, right? That's going to negate a lot of damage off my tower, and I'm going to pop the ability here on the Hero Wizard, because it speeds it up quite a significant amount, so this is going to be some good splash damage right here. They don't have a lot of time to react. This is going to be a good poison to take out the Dark Goblin and the Evo Skarmy, which is perfect. I'm going to go Night Witch here as well. I should be able to take out the Skelly King with no problem in the slightest. And I think I'm going to set up with the Ram Rider here in just a moment. Nah, not now though, but I'm just going to bomber in the back. Barbell for this. I don't want that getting to the tower because they could pressure with other things and mess up my timing. So truth be told, they don't have the best of defense when it comes to my Ram Rider pushes. But when it comes to everything else, yeah, they have everything for it. As long as I have the right defensive units for what they throw at me, I should be all good. But like I said, I need to worry about the Skelly Barrel, especially the Evo variant, and those bushes. I need to make sure I save the Bar Barrel for those, likely. I want to close out this game sooner than later, so I don't have to deal with all this. Yeah, I'm poisoning here. Hopefully catch something. Ooh, I get the Skeleton Army and the Dark Goblin, so it's going to be some good value, but that is not going to be getting a blow on the tower. And they go Vines there as well. I don't know if that was necessary, but it will defend. Don't know how ahead I am, but this is, you know, Hyperbait, and I like to keep track of that. And honestly, when people aren't good at Hyperbait, not this person, of course. They're actually doing pretty decent, but when people aren't good at it, it's usually because they have too much of a brain. And I'm going to pop the ability on this Hero Wizard while pressuring the other lane so I could hopefully get this a lock on tower. And oh my goodness, it does. And look at that damage output. With the ability, it makes it so significant. This is ridiculous. All right, gonna wish a good game to Epstein and see you on the next one. All right, next match against Nova 1 Rue, who seems to have some great achievements. I'm gonna wish them good luck. This will definitely be a challenging match. Okay, it appears they just split skeletons in the back and Ice Wizard, so could this be Icebow? I'm not sure. Icebow's a very 2019 deck. Okay, I see a real ghost, now I'm thinking otherwise. Is this the Pigs deck? Yeah, the Pigs Lightning deck, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, this could be pretty good for us because we have the Mega Knight, which is the end-all, be-all for Pigs, but, you know, Pigs has an Evo now. It's not that easy. Doesn't cancel out immediately, so I guess we'll just have to play around it. Wizard later. And it's probably going to be a spell cycle game. Unfortunately, they appear to have lightning, and I just have the humble poison, which does not do as significant amount of damage as the lightning does, but we can survive. Just wish me luck, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to have to play very passive, because I don't want to, you know, drop a Mega Knight in the back and just have them punish me immediately with the piggies. So this is going to be a big old bridge battle going on here. I don't want them to get a push, so I'm just going to, you know, Royal Ghost for his Royal Ghost, spell, and it looks like we're going to clean that up. All right, my Royal Ghost is going to push towards the tower. They're going to have to respond to that so it doesn't get a hit. Oh, it actually does. And I might even get a second hit, does it? Oh, it does. They don't place their Ice Wizard fast enough, so I'm going to get 2 swings, which is very good, but not the end of the game quite yet, unfortunately. It looks like there's an Evo Royal Ghost on the board. And I see the Goblin Hut coming down. That's going to be a poison, you know, get some value here. And if they go pigs, I'm definitely just going to Wizard. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough for Mega Knight because I still need to deal with the Evo Royal Ghost. I'm going to have a Bomber up top. Going to try to kite with the Bomber, hopefully get the Wizard to target onto that. And unfortunately, it does not. And it's starting to go to my tower. That's going to get a lot of damage. Yeah, unfortunately, his soldiers are going to do quite a bit of damage. And that kind of opens the right lane for him to pressure in, which I do not like. I think the poison was a little bit of an overcommittal, if you ask me. I probably shouldn't have done that. And now I have Mega Knight, which is good to respond to the next set of piggies. But I still want to play slow as can be. I'm going to Royal Ghost back here. Maybe build up a big push. That lightning cycle of his is going to be very unfortunate, especially going into this. And I kind of do a terrible poison, if you ask me. I could have gotten the Goblin Hut and the Ice Wizard, but unfortunately it does not play out like that. I've been doing a lot of, you know, pre-placing. This doesn't work out in my favor. For example, okay, I'm going to have the Mega Knight late on this. Those pigs are going to get a couple of nibbles on my tower, which is not really what I want. This is not convenient. And honestly, this is going pretty bad. I'm going to Royal Ghost off of this Royal Ghost, and it goes invisible, so I'm not going to be able to do much. But that Mega Knight is offering a little bit of pressure, and I'm going to poison on this Goblin Hut right here. And maybe, just maybe, hover my Wizard for pigs. Okay, there they are. Evo pigs at that. And I'm going to Bomber up top. Here comes the Lightning. But the Wizard does end up clustering all those pigs, letting the Bomber get some good damage. But looks like they get some nibbles on my tower too. Those pigs are relentless. And it looks like they're cycling pretty fast. I might have to worry about this push that's coming soon. I'm going to Royal Ghost down here. Don't want that getting a shot. And I'm going to pre-place a poison for their Goblin Hut. And there it is. That's going to be some good value. And I'm pretty sure I made the same mistake earlier, so I might get punished for this. But they do not have Evo pigs. So there is a chance I can absolutely come through here. All right. Bomber right here. You know, place my cheap units. I still need enough elixir for the Mega Knight, but I'm going to Ram Rider like so. I see that triple elixir is coming up in the next half minute or so, so I'm going to Night Witch up on top of this Ice Wizard and prepare for bigger pushes. I still need to defend, though, and that lightning cycle is not going to be very kind to me. Good Lord Almighty. I'm going to see if I can bait out a lightning here. Okay, they don't do it. I'm going to Mega Knight on top of these piggies. And it looks like they might get a couple of nibbles. Maybe I'm not placing that right. I'm not usually a Mega Knight player, but I can't be making excuses, man. And they're ahead by quite a lot, so I think I'm actually going to poison on this Ice Wizard and go Ram Rider here. I'm just getting desperate, if I'm being honest. But this Mega Knight is actually providing some good offense, and, well, yes, I see it, y'all. The pigs are on my tower, and they're going to do a bajillion damage, as they always do. And I'm just struggling to break through. I'm getting crushed. But I'm going to Night Witch in the corner. Maybe, just maybe get a Ram Rider cycle going. Poison like so. And that's going to be some big poison value, you know, getting the Royal Ghost. And they place the Ice Wizard, which will get hit like twice by the poison. And I'm going to keep spamming with my life as I don't have any other option. I'm going to cycle poisons, but this might not do much, unfortunately, due to their lightning. I'm just going to keep spamming my cheap units. I'm back to another Ram Rider, so this probably isn't going to do much. Due to them having, you know, a faster cycle, I'm guessing the lightning's going to come down. Unfortunately, it does. I'm going to wish them a well played because, to be honest, they did play well around all my broken splash units. And that's going to be a good game to Nova 1 Rue. It is unfortunate that I lost, but they did play well and deserve the win. Man! Alright, in our last match against Sweeter, hopefully I win this. This is basically my last chance. They're going to go for a Royal Ghost immediately. Yeah, I know, Mega Knight's very aggressive, but it was that or Night Witch. Loki should have been Night Witch. If y'all are in that situation, I want you to play Night Witch, but I'm living life on edge. Okay, so they placed the Fisherman in a way that my Mega Knight still jumps. They might get activation here. Oh, they just barely don't. Interesting, okay. And that Hero Wizard is going to be coming down, but I'm going to place a poison right on top, as you can see there. And I'm going to Bar Barrel, so hopefully they don't do anything with it. Yeah. Oh, it appears it's a Royal Giant deck with Wizard. You don't see that every day. And Night Witch, I'm actually glad I saved it now because that's a good tank killer. Amazing tank killer, actually. Very underrated. And I see no Fisherman in cycle, so here comes the Ram Rider. I want to see what spell they have. Is it Lightning or Fireball or what? Okay, looks like my Ram Rider's on the tower. This is great. Okay, Fireball does come down. That was a decent response. But yeah, I guess no Lightning. We were kind of even when it comes to spell value, so Honestly, this could be a decent matchup, and I now have my Evo Mega Knight in hand to smack away that Royal Giant. The one thing we do need to worry about slightly is that Fisherman, because Fisherman can do some interesting plays. I do not wish to get absolutely cooked by it. In fact, I think I'm going to try to force it out here. I'm going to bar barrel. They don't have a lot of good tanks, so... Yep, here comes the Fisherman. And every time I see that, I love doing a poison round on top of that. Probably my best way to take it out. And we get some really good value from that. Our game plan, honestly, force out the Fisherman so they can't use it on offense, and then just smack away the Royal Giant with our Evo Mega Knights. I'm loving this so far. And I see that Hero Wizard in the back. I'm going to go Night Witch. Don't want to leak too much. And I assume they're going to pop the ability sooner or later, but I'm going to Royal Ghost, see if I can make it pop early so it doesn't get too much value. And yep, there it is, and that's going to cluster everything together and honestly do a lot of damage. Going to Ram Rider here as well. I know they do have Fisherman in cycle, but this poison should get some good value. Okay, they do a Fireball as well, and I'm going to get no damage from this, really. Actually, maybe a Bat Nibble. Okay, one Bat Nibble, I'll take that over nothing, and there was no Fisherman used on defense, so this offense could be troublesome. Okay, we're going to try to predict it. Okay, yeah. I do the ability here. That's going to cluster everything together except the Royal Giant. That, unfortunately, does not do that, but this Royal Ghost should be able to do some damage control. Okay, looks like we're a little bit more even than I anticipated, so... Okay, actually, this push is going to go insane. Is that poison hitting the wizard? No, I don't think so. And here comes the Fireball. They luckily missed my Night Witch. Poison finally does some damage to the wizard. Not going to take it out completely, but pretty much enough. Get a Night Witch in the back like so. Prepare for this oncoming push. Bomber in the middle as well. They did just use their Fireball, so they might not get too much value. Bar Barrel's good at tank for a Fisherman as well. I see it coming at any moment. And honestly, that wizard needs to be poisoned immediately. Okay, they use the Fisherman to tank for the wizard, and if they go for a Royal Giant... Okay, I go Ram Rider here. That's going to slow it down, actually. This could be good. Yeah, Ram Rider is going to slow down the Royal Giant, and I'm also going to hit it back with the Mega Knight. Honestly, a great amount of value. Yeah, that Royal Giant's going to get nowhere near my tower, and this could be some good offense right here. This could be game-ending if I do this correctly. Mega Knight ends up jumping right on top of the wizard. They don't pop the ability. My Royal Ghost is right on top of the tower. And they're just going to call it good game instead of actually defending, and I'll take it. You know what? Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Thank you, sweeter. And, yeah, it appears Hero Wizard, maybe not too broken like the other heroes, but it still got power to it.